Hello and welcome to the Hispanic Patriot podcast, the weekly podcast broadcast live from a secret, undisclosed location here in the heart of the great state of Colorado. My name is Nicholas Razzo. Without further ado, I present you all our fearless patron, Hugo Chavez-Ray.
All right, we're here in Woodland Park on our first remote podcast. And first time Nick and I together.
How about that?
In the same place. We won't kill each other.
No, we promise.
So look, we're here on a very sad day, of course, today being 9/11. And that was already on the agenda, but then yesterday, the horrific event that took place that took our good friend, patriot, and fellow brother, Charlie Kirk, from us. Tonight he's resting peacefully in heaven. He's in our Lord's hands. He leaves behind a beautiful wife, 2 young children, a boy and a girl, who will never get to experience their dad growing up, thanks to the senseless act of a coward who couldn't debate, but decided that he was going to debate at the end of a rifle. As far as we know right now, the shooter is being hunted down. We hope to get good news soon that he's been apprehended, and as far as we know, the weapon has been apprehended, and they're examining that. So I guess we've kind of been out of the loop because we've been setting up here on the studio, so we don't have any current news, but most of you out there probably do. So tonight was supposed to be a night for Charlie Kirk here at the Truth and Liberty Coalition Conference in Woodland Park, Colorado. That's where we are, and we're going to enjoy the 3 days. We're going to honor Charlie. We're going to honor the memories of the 9/11 victims today, and we'll just have to make the best of it, folks. I mean, I'm at a loss for words. I don't know about you, Nick, but I know you knew him personally, which when he was younger, and
Oh, yeah.
and you
We're all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and we had no idea how successful we'd end up being.
Yep. And Charlie, built a great organization in
The youth space.
the youth space. He reached millions. Turning Point is going to grow exponentially, I predict. This assassin who thinks he has silenced a movement has another thing coming, because now I believe they have awakened a sleeping giant, and the youth of America are going to rise up like never before and take this country back. I am praying for them. I will be supporting them every step of the way. And I know Nick is in that generation, and I know they're going to do a great job. I may be joining Charlie soon.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. At the end of the day, folks, he's absolutely right that I did know Charlie. We were 16 years old when we first met, started to do political things together. And I think I've told you, Hugo, is that Turning Point used to be something called SOS Liberty. It was a single issue organization around the national debt and how conservatives could realize and help teenagers realize that they're going to have to pay back tens of trillions of dollars. And it was extremely easy sort of, how would you say, segue or sort of hook. You tell a teenager, you're going to owe trillions of dollars to the government unless you vote Republican. It was actually an extremely easy way to get young people into the party and into the conservative movement. But really, we had no idea that it would get so big. And I'll tell you, actually, the thing that made us realize we could go national as an organization is we didn't want to lose the progress that we had made just because we were all going off to college. It's like, hey, how about instead of disbanding, how about we go national? It was an amazing experience. We did model congresses together. We did, all kinds of events around Congressman Robert Dole, who was kind of our leader before Charlie took that mantle. And the one thing I got to say, very sad, Hugo, is as a millennial, Charlie was one of the only millennials that really made it. Had a wife and kids and house and beautiful, and they killed him. What does that say for us? Does that mean that we can't make it as a generation unless something happens? Unless we're given the chance?
We're both spiritual. I trust in God. I believe God has a plan. These creeps meant it for evil. God will turn it into good. And I firmly believe that. We obviously miss Charlie and will miss him. But what he ignited in this nation is not going to be extinguished by a bullet. So we are praying for Charlie's family tonight. We understand the vice president and his wife have joined Charlie's wife in Utah, and the casket will be flown on Air Force Two over to Arizona. There'll be more, I'm sure, about the services and tributes, and I believe we don't know if it's going to be a public event or if it's going to be a private event. That's up to the family, of course. But there's going to be some public tribute regardless. I know President Trump ordered the flags to fly at half-mast through Sunday at 6 p.m. My flag at home is flying at half-mast. And we're just honoring Charlie. We're going to remember him. Charlie would not want us to be sounding defeated.
Not at all.
He would want us to stand up and fight, just like President Trump said, fight, fight, fight. And by God, we are going to fight because this act will not go without consequence. We are going to do what we can on our end. And I know that the youth of America are going to speak very loudly this coming election in 2026. The Democrats, I don't even have words for those people. They're despicable. Even some of the mainstream media comments yesterday.
Two newscasters have been fired already because of the horrible things they couldn't help but say about Charlie Kirk.
And they should. They should have been fired.
Yes.
It's ridiculous. The commentary that's come out, and folks, pay no attention to the vitriol on social media.
No.
Those people are paid agitators. They're paid to do what they're doing, trying to get to people.
Many of them not even American.
Yeah, many are not Americans. They're using fake profiles. So just ignore it. Don't get yourself caught up in there. If somebody pops up on your feed that looks or sounds deranged by what they're posting, block them.
And don't sound deranged back, because the last thing we need is, this idea that, the right-wingers are now having a violent response to this. I mean, that's not what Charlie would have wanted. Charlie would have wanted us to win even harder in the way that he was fighting.
Yep.
But Hugo, I do have to ask you, a lot of our generation is very scared right now because we feel like dialogue was just shot in the throat. I mean, isn't it amazing that he was shot in the throat? And yet, these are the people who say, oh, no, you have a right to free speech. You can say whatever you want.
Yep.
Apparently, we can't. Apparently, the implication is that we might never be able to have dialogue again. So I want to ask you, Hugo, what can you say to us young people who feel like we can no longer talk openly and to the other side?
What I will say as a veteran and a proud American is do not cower in fear. We are going to fight. This is not what we're supposed to be doing. So to the young people, I just say, be prepared to take action, turning point action. And this is what Charlie would have wanted. We're going to follow the lead of the leadership at Turning Point. I'm sure they are gathering their thoughts right now. It's a time to mourn. a time to grieve, but there will be a time to speak out, and they will not have silenced the turning point generation.
Not at all. In fact, I have to say, Hugo, I do believe that turning point energy is right here in Colorado. We have plenty of young people from all over the country who have decided that they're not going to retreat to a different state. They're not going to run anymore.
Exactly.
So, I believe that in striking Charlie, they believed they struck the shepherd, but I don't think that was correct at all. Charlie was a very moderating force on the young people, especially when you look at some of the people who have challenged him in the past and their views. So this is not going to help moderate the young people. This is not going to cow them either. So whatever creep did this, I think he should honestly turn himself in if he was interested in left-wing politics. If he cares about other people who are in the left wing, I'm sure he doesn't. But if he doesn't get caught, every person on the left will have to pay for his mistake in terms of the vitriol and the attitude.
Trust me, he's going to get caught.
He will be caught, folks.
God will make sure of that. I trust in God, and I know most of you out there do. Just all I'm going to say to the younger generation is stand up. It's time to mourn and grieve right now, but it will be a time to speak out and speak loud. And now that you've seen how the other side debates, now is the time to speak out. Do not be afraid to speak out. If anything, be more bold and understand that the people of America need to hear your voice.
100%.
And the best way you can have your voice heard is next year in November 2026 in the midterm elections, when we should turn out in droves, and the young generation that maybe hasn't voted like they should in the past realizes that it's time to vote, and it's time to vote for people who will stand up for this country and turn it around in the direction that Charlie was preaching, was directing it to go.
And not being soft while you're doing it either, because that's a big problem. Is we got a lot of soft Republicans who are also not stepping up and saying what needs to be said. I think a lot of people were critical of Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, when our own Congresswoman Lauren Boebert wanted to bring a prayer for Charlie at the floor, and the Democrats shouted, no, no, no. Because really, Hugo, I believe, and this is 9/11. It's amazing. The day before one of the greatest tragedies in high definition on TV, sometimes into the classroom. So Hugo, I wanted to ask you, do you think that this video about Charlie being assassinated will be the 9/11 video of our generation, this new generation?
We'll see. I mean, it very well could be. It's a horrific video that I've been told. I have not personally seen it, and
I have, and I would not recommend it, especially as someone who knew him.
The Lord has laid it upon me, that I don't need to see it. So I don't need to see it. I've heard the descriptions, and that's all I need to know.
Right.
Charlie's resting in peace. Charlie's with our Lord in heaven right now. He is at peace now.
And I can definitely attest to that, because even when he was young, he recognized that spirituality was the backbone. And my father taught me the same. Charlie was work, 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 guys. You got to understand the kind of guy Charlie was. He was focused and single-minded on restoring America. Yeah. And he listened to the young people. He didn't always share the same consensus that the rest of the youth movement and the young people were having, but he always listened and always came around to the right answer. And you know what, Hugo? I think that's better than being right 100%, is being able to be right 100% of the time, even if you're not there yet.
Yeah, I think also the point that's being missed by a lot of the media is that, they're saying that he was spreading hate
ridiculous.
And all. Well, he wasn't. He was out there giving people who totally opposed him a voice. He let people speak their mind.
Yeah.
He let them speak their viewpoints.
He gave them a voice when they took they took his away.
Yep, exactly right. And there was this one idiot that they showed on social media that was jumping. He did a little video jumping up and down and cheering after Charlie got shot.
Complete maniac.
That man, somebody posted on there, that man needs to be picked up by the FBI because that kind of activity tells me that either he was complicit in it or he's fomenting even more hate for other people to get the same. So,
Hugo, I gotta say, I think it's pretty funny being Nicolas Raso, working with people from all over the world. We had people from the Philippines originally, ancestry-wise. We've had people who are African Americans. These are people who helped start Turning Point.
Yep.
Hispanics, African Americans, Irish Americans, all types of Americans. The idea that Charlie Kirk was a racist is just, from someone who knew him since he was 16, some of the biggest pile of you-know-what that I've ever heard.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
He was not a hateful man at all.
He didn't hate anybody. He
made
preached,
people hate them, but
he shared
that
the
happens
gospel,
as a Christian.
He shared his faith, and he brought a lot of people over to his way of thinking by talking. He didn't force anybody. He didn't badmouth anybody. He called people out to speak up and defend their position. And when he was able to speak his viewpoint, I know personally that he has turned a lot of young people's mind. Young people who basically in the past had decided that they weren't going to get involved, now you're going to see the youth of America rise up, and I'm so heartened to know that. But I tell you what, this is why I say there's a purpose in what happened. Okay, we mourn the loss of our friend Charlie, but I can tell you this: it will not be in vain. His life given as a martyr, I consider him a martyr.
He is, absolutely.
This is not going to go unanswered, and people will be out on in full force. I believe the timing is very interesting if you think about it, because we here in Colorado we have some local elections coming up in just about a month and a half,
including very important school board elections.
Yep, and then from there the campaign starts for 2026, and
right out of the gate,
I believe Turning Point is going to lead the way for the youth movement of America, and I think you're going to see a movement like never before. I believe it should be a mixture of a revival and a movement to say enough is enough. We will not let this country be turned into what these leftist Marxists want to turn it into. Charlie was pro-life, staunchly pro-life, and he defended it better than anybody I have ever heard. So, don't sit there and think that what he did was in vain, because it wasn't. God, these people meant it for evil, but God will turn it into good. So trust in the Lord. Go to your church of choice. If you don't go to church, maybe you should try to visit one.
It's very helpful. I can take it from us.
Connect with other young people who are in the same boat. There's no shame that maybe you haven't been a believer. Maybe this is a calling for you. Go out, give your life to the Lord, and you'll see how your life will change.
100%. And I would even add something to that, because that's First Amendment, our freedom of religion to find the Lord. But we also have the Second Amendment, very important. And I do believe that calling for people to get concealed carry, to be trained in firearms, is no way a call to violence. It is a call to self-defense. Because right now, I think we're going to have a question. What are Republican candidates next year going to do in terms of security? Will be there greater security? Will there be more people like our friend John Teague and other great American patriots who know how to handle weapons and also know how to be disciplined?
Yep.
Will we need more of these people? So even if you're not, activist, even if you're not a, organizer, you can at least be a protector. And that is what we need more than anything else, protectors. Okay. Because we need to live to win.
So this has been a short broadcast from Woodland Park, Colorado. We will be broadcasting more throughout the weekend. We're here for 3 days, so we'll hopefully have some interesting interviews to bring in throughout the event. So thank you for tuning in. We urge everyone to please pray for Charlie's wife and children and the rest of his family,
His mother and father,
and
especially.
all of his friends, all of his colleagues who are mourning deeply today. So,
And don't
just
worry about us. We'll be okay. We're getting
prayer,
right back into the fight.
prayer works.
It does.
Trust me. So, for now, we bid you goodbye from Woodland Park, and we'll be back at another time.
Yes, check us out all week, and thank you very much.
Yep.
God bless America.
Thank you. God bless America.